Hello. In this video, we are going to talk about four-wheeled vehicles. It's very easy to make a four-wheeled vehicle using the LEGO WeDo 2.0 core set. You can simply attach the smart hub and a motor to a simple chassis, then attach four wheels and connect at least one wheel to the motor, and that's it. You have a motorized vehicle. Here is an example of a simple vehicle. As you can see, the vehicle will go forward and backward easily, depending on which direction you spin the motor. You can also control the vehicle's speed by adjusting the power to the motor. Also, by simply adding pieces to the chassis, you can create many different types of vehicles, such as a car, a sports car, race car, truck, semi-truck, bus, etc. But what are some of the limitations of this simple design? Well, what happens if your vehicle encounters an obstacle? Can you turn the vehicle to avoid it? Nope, not with this design. Well, you can always try to drive over the obstacle. Well, let's see if it can climb over this obstacle here. Okay, let's think about vehicles that we use to get around in real life. They also encounter uneven surfaces that they need to negotiate. And how do they overcome these obstacles? Most use suspension. Vehicles have springs, shock absorbers, struts, and other linkages to allow movement between the body of the vehicle and its wheels. So when it encounters an uneven surface, all the wheels can stay in contact with the ground. Let's use suspension to see if we can improve the performance of our LEGO models. In this vehicle, we are going to use rubber pieces, the black rubber axle connectors or elastic rubber bands, to provide suspension to two different LEGO models. The first model is of a truck chassis with suspension. When one wheel encounters an obstacle, there's enough elasticity in the black rubber axle connector to allow the wheel to rise up while the other wheels remain on the ground. Thus, the suspension allows the truck to drive over obstacles. The second LEGO model is a motorized dune buggy. It is built as three separate sections that are connected by rubber bands. This allows each section to twist, independent from the other two sections. This is very useful when three wheels are on level ground, but one wheel is trying to climb over an obstacle. When building the buggy, the placement of the tan 22 single bevel gears is important. The gears need to be located on opposite sides of the chassis. If you don't believe me, try to imagine that the motor is turning. Then follow each gear connection and determine which direction each gear and axle is spinning. What happens if you would put gears on the same side? How will that affect the direction that the axles spin? And if you really don't believe me, just try to build the model with both tan gears on the same side and see what happens for yourself. Here is a video of the buggy driving over an obstacle. Here is another video of the buggy trying to drive over the same obstacle. That brings me to a second concept, ground clearance. Ground clearance is the distance between the ground and the bottom of the vehicle. Vehicles with larger tires have a higher ground clearance. Ground clearance becomes important when the vehicle encounters a tall obstacle. Your vehicle can have a suspension system that lifts your wheel really high, but it won't matter, not if the obstacle hits the bottom of your vehicle anyway. In the first example, only the wheels drove over the obstacle, so the obstacle didn't hit the bottom of the vehicle. In the second example with the dune buggy, the obstacle hits the bottom of the vehicle, stopping the vehicle from moving. For your project this week, I would like you to build the vehicles with suspension and then test them. Try to find the largest thing that your vehicle can climb over. Also, what is the smallest thing that stops your vehicle? Does how you approach the obstacle matter? Try it out. What if just a wheel hits the obstacle? What about the whole front of the vehicle? Does that affect your results? Take a video and post it to our private Facebook group. You can show everyone what obstacles you were able to get your vehicle to drive over, or which obstacles stopped your vehicle in its tracks. Have fun. Keep on building. Bye-bye.